Why Todd and Julie Chrisley now have hope for early release. Todd and Julie Chrisley now have hope for an early release, but why? It seems something big has happened that has led them to believe they can get out early. Their daughter Savannah has also been trying to get them out of prison since the day they were arrested. Keep reading to find out more. Todd and Julie Chrisley in federal prison. Todd and Julie Chrisley are currently in federal prison. The two of them were arrested for tax evasion and fraud. This is something they still have not owned up to. However, their daughter, Savannah Chrisley, has been fighting for their freedom. Julie has a resentencing hearing. However, she did not get any time shaved off of her sentence. Fans think this is due to her asking for so much and Savannah calling out the judge. In fact, she got more probation time out of the hearing. Her lawyers blame it on her fame and the judge wanting to make a point. Why they have hope for an early release. Todd and Julie Chrisley are now hopeful for an early release. This is since Donald Trump was elected as the new president of the United States. Fans do not think this is going to be the case, though. They think the Chrisleys are nowhere close to being a priority on Trump's to-do list. It seems that the entire family thinks Donald Trump is going to let them out of prison early. However, this has not been confirmed by Trump himself or anyone else. Fans seem to think the family is delusional for thinking this. People think he has a lot more to worry about than getting the Chrisleys out of prison. Todd and Julie Chrisley, known for their Southern charm and reality TV series, Chrisley Knows Best, have been serving time following convictions on federal charges. However, recent developments suggest the Chrisleys might have a glimmer of hope for early release. In their world of ups and downs, a few key factors have come into play that could potentially shorten their sentences. Here's a look into the reasons why Todd and Julie Chrisley now have hope for an early release. The justice reform movement. The U.S. criminal justice system has seen significant shifts in recent years, and the Chrisleys are in a position to benefit from these changes. The movement toward justice reform has placed a greater emphasis on sentencing reform, rehabilitation, and reducing prison overcrowding. In light of this, many advocates and legal experts argue that the Chrisley sentences were overly harsh for nonviolent offenses. The First Step Act, a bipartisan criminal justice reform bill passed in 2018, is one key piece of legislation that could work in their favor. The act is designed to reduce the prison sentences of nonviolent offenders through good behavior credit and other mechanisms. Many legal analysts speculate that Todd and Julie's attorneys are likely pursuing options available under this law, which could lead to a reduction in their sentences if they qualify based on their conduct and rehabilitation efforts. Good behavior and model inmates. Reports from inside the prison indicate that Todd and Julie Chrisley have been model inmates, adhering to prison regulations and keeping a low profile. Good behavior in prison is a factor that can positively influence early release options. The Chrisleys have made efforts to adapt to prison life, focusing on personal growth and rehabilitation. Todd, who is serving time in a minimum security federal prison, has reportedly been taking classes and working in the facility, while Julie is engaged in programs that help her stay occupied and contribute to her rehabilitation. These activities not only reflect their commitment to reform, but also add to their chances of earning good behavior credits that could shorten their sentences. Appeals and potential legal wins. Todd and Julie's legal team has been actively working on appealing their convictions. Their lawyers argue that there were procedural errors during the trial, and that key evidence was mishandled, potentially affecting the outcome. They have filed several appeals in federal court, challenging the legitimacy of their convictions on the grounds of improper evidence and legal technicalities. In one appeal, their legal team argued that they were denied access to vital financial documents during the trial. This, they claim, hindered their defense and prevented them from proving their innocence. If the appeals court finds any merit in these claims, it could potentially overturn or reduce their sentences. While overturning a conviction is challenging, the Chrisley's legal team has focused on building a strong case that emphasizes procedural missteps. The success of their appeals process could pave the way for early release, offering the Chrisleys renewed hope of returning home sooner than expected. Strong family support and community advocacy. The Chrisleys have an extensive support system rallying for their release, from family members to fans who believe in their innocence or feel that the punishment was excessive. Their children, Savannah and Chase, have been vocal about their parents' situation, using social media to garner public support and advocating for justice reform. Savannah, in particular, has dedicated her platforms to raise awareness about the perceived injustices in her parents' case. Additionally, the Chrisley's fan base has taken to online petitions and social media campaigns, urging for a reconsideration of Todd and Julie's sentences. The media attention generated by these campaigns has not only kept their case in the spotlight, but has also sparked conversations about sentencing disparities. In cases where there is strong public outcry, the legal system sometimes reconsiders cases, adding to the Chrisleys' hopes for a possible early release. The Chrisleys' commitment to rehabilitation. While in prison, Todd and Julie have shown a commitment to self-reflection and growth, embracing rehabilitation programs that focus on personal accountability and improvement. In interviews before their incarceration, the Chrisleys expressed remorse for any mistakes they may have made, showing a readiness to change and a willingness to engage in the process of rehabilitation. Their involvement in educational and therapeutic programs has been reported as sincere and effective, showing a genuine intent to reform. Their commitment to these programs is something that could positively impact their chances for early release, as participation in such programs is often considered a positive factor in parole and sentence reduction evaluations. Shifts in federal sentencing policy. The Chrisleys may also find hope in recent shifts in federal sentencing policies. With a growing consensus that the criminal justice system needs to focus on rehabilitation rather than solely punishment, the Department of Justice has recently begun to reevaluate certain sentences and has expressed support for reducing sentences for nonviolent offenders. Newly appointed judges and federal officials have shown a progressive approach towards sentencing and early release options for nonviolent, first-time offenders. Some legal experts believe that the Chrisleys' case might be reevaluated under these changing guidelines, especially given that their crimes were financial in nature and did not involve violence. The role of health and family circumstances. Another potential factor in Todd and Julie's favor could be their health and family circumstances. Both Chrisleys have experienced health challenges over the years, and the stress of prison life has taken its toll. Courts have sometimes granted compassionate releases or sentence reductions based on health needs, especially if inmates show signs of serious or chronic conditions. Additionally, the emotional and psychological impact of separation on the Chrisley family could be considered. With Todd and Julie both incarcerated, their children and grandchildren are facing the hardship of prolonged separation. Family hardship can be considered in some cases, particularly when both parents are serving time. Their legal team may explore this angle in hopes of persuading the court to reconsider their sentences. Faith and resilience. Throughout their journey, Todd and Julie have leaned on their faith and resilience, and these qualities continue to give them hope. In past statements, Todd has emphasized how his faith sustains him through difficult times, and he credits it for his optimism regarding the future. The Chrisleys have found strength in their belief that they are meant to use this experience for a greater purpose, whether it's shedding light on sentencing issues or showing the power of redemption. Many fans who follow their story feel inspired by the Chrisleys' faith, resilience, and unwavering belief in a positive outcome. This shared hope can be a powerful motivator, and it fuels the Chrisleys' determination to keep pushing for justice and, ultimately, for their freedom. Looking ahead, what's next for the Chrisleys? While there are no guarantees, the various factors at play give Todd and Julie Chrisley renewed hope. Between their legal team's continued efforts, their family's support, good behavior, and shifts in the justice system, they have multiple avenues to explore for an early release. Their story highlights the complexities of the U.S. justice system, the importance of family, and the power of hope even in the face of adversity. As they await the outcomes of their appeals and continue to build a case for early release, the Chrisleys have become emblematic of the struggles faced by many in the justice system. Their journey may inspire reform and spark important conversations about justice, redemption, and second chances.